ChatGPT, Gemini, and other artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning or neural network systems have limits. What do I mean by limits? I mean very specific limits on their actual ability to create things that, or to do things that people want to use them for. Now you might say, well, that's good. You don't want it to be able to do everything, or to take over the world tomorrow. Well, maybe. However, there's some very useful things that they refuse to do. And they refuse to do it usually under the aegis of, or under the guise of, they won't do it because either data privacy or they don't like to make that kind of content or whatever. They have an unending list that just keeps getting bigger and limits its functionality. And you might ask yourself, why would they do this? If it's supposed to be this powerful set of tools that can let people do all kinds of incredible things. And the answer is, they actually don't want you to have powerful tools that can do all kinds of great stuff. What they want to do is just like every other major platform that exists in high tech, where you think you're accessing tools that give you much more power and ability, and in some sense you might be accessing more data, more functionality, whatever. The fact is, the big technology platforms are really just pigeonholing you. What do I mean by that? Well, specifically, they are doing their very best, and will continue to do their very best, to limit your reach. We've already shown that the likes of Twitter, or X, what are you going to call it, and other social media platforms that limit your ability to reach audiences in a number of ways and maintain all kinds of scores against their users and essentially punish their users for using their systems. And AI bots and ChatGPT bots and other large language model bots and other supposed AI or machine learning or deep learning neural network systems are frankly no different. The exceptions to this are, of course, for large corporations or corporations in general that are willing and able to pay extremely heavy fees for premium access to advanced features that are not available to the average person, and which again, if the average person tries to use them, hurts the average person's scores, which are invisible to that average person, and which further limit the functionality of the bots to those users in future requests and searches and comments and commands, etc. How do we know this? We've looked at the code. How have we seen the code? We have friends. We know people who work on the inside of these companies, and they've shared with us the very stark reality. How can I make these claims without evidence? I'm just telling you what I've seen, and you don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you as it is, and if you want, you can verify What I would suggest seriously is that you do so on an anonymous account, or you create a fake profile on a clean device that has nothing to do with your actual profiles that you use, and test it out. And you will see over time the impact of using the system in ways that it does not like. What are some examples of things? Okay. For example, scraping publicly available information. Their tools are able to do this. How do you know that? Well, that's exactly what they're doing. The people that build these systems are scraping the internet, and yet they're not allowing you to scrape the internet through their tools that were built by scraped information and having, code written that enables those tools to search through that scraped information and create very often false responses. There's another thing it does against you, is it will create false information, thus discrediting your efforts if you're using it for work or anything else, thus making those tools more like toys than tools, because really that's what they are. Talk to you later.